You feeling comfortable?
Yeah, I'm gonna lower this down a little bit.
Yeah.
Feeling comfortable.
How am I looking over here?
I'm gonna let you lead us off, by the way, whenever you're like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready? You good? Comfy?
I think so.
Are you comfy? I'm comfy. All right. Well, let's cheers. Cheers, brother.
Let's go.
Cheers, y'all. Welcome to the Stroke Show
with Mimosas.
With Mimosas, episode 7.
Yeah.
A little overdue, but I guarantee it's going to be worth it, baby.
Always.
And today we are talking about defense. That's part 3 of our 9-ball series. We started off with stepping up to the table, everything in preparation. Mm-hmm. Then we went to gunsling and runouts.
Some mapping.
Mapping. Yeah, sorry.
I like gunsling and runouts better. That sounds great.
All right. And today we're talking about when you don't have that perfect run out.
What do you do?
But this table's looking pretty. It's looking pretty.
It's a beautiful pretty. This was we just got good old famous Sheldon LeBeau to put some 860 HR Simonis cloth on the table. Super stoked how it plays. Absolutely love it. Shout out to Sheldon for taking care of us.
Thank you.
Making this thing awesome level again, because it was, And we'll have his website down below, linked down there.
Yeah, go check out. Makes custom cues, does pool table repairs, anything replaced on them.
Yeah. No, does a lot. Pretty much everything billiards oriented. So
right.
Yeah. Shout out Sheldon. Thank you so much. Love you, man. Appreciate it. Love the table. It's beautiful. Plays nice.
Yeah, I feel way better about getting in stroke.
Yeah. Cue ball movement.
The ball rolls so well. But we'll show you all that later on for sure.
Yeah. No, there'll be more to come.
Right. Cool. So we are talking about safeties today, or defense.
Yeah.
Which correlate to safeties in 9-ball or any game for that matter. But all right, so we're talking about defense and safeties.
Yeah.
Massey.
Yes, sir.
What is a safety?
A safety, let me
wrap your head around it. We did have our notes.
We're good.
I'm
gonna go fresh off the brain here.
He already knows.
Safety, it's defense, defense, especially in the game of 9-ball. Absolutely huge. If you were playing 9-ball and you don't know what a safety is, it's time to learn a little bit.
Yeah.
Safety is defensive play. It's also, when you're not able to see a ball or whatever, there's lots of scenarios where safety can be a good choice. And there's even some gray areas where it's like, man, should I play safe? Should I not? But a safety, it's a defensive play. It's there's a lot to it, but that's kind of the general. And you're intentionally trying to make your opponent have not such a good time. Yeah. It is one thing I liked that we talked about. It is, as far as the game of 9-ball. It is at least one thing we chatted about before. It is a necessary aspect of the game in order to play this game and be consistent as far as top of the leaderboards, winning, all that stuff. You're going to be playing safe. It's going to be coming up, and you're going to need to be killing it in order to win this game. Assuming that you're not just like shooting at the bar with some friends, drunk as hell, not really caring.
Right, yeah. Gentlemen's all offense game or something.
Yeah.
So what would you say? I know we've all met those players who they almost look down on safety play, they're like, I don't play that way. What would you say? But maybe they enjoy the game of 9-ball, or even, like I said, safeties are all throughout. Yeah. What would you say to that person now that you brought up it being necessary part of your game?
Well, it must be fun to suck at the game of 9-ball.
Yeah.
Or at least not be playing any 9-ball with any, maybe more serious competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm playing, like for league or any tournaments or whatever, there's no avoiding it. You can't get away from it. You know what I mean? Now, again, if you're casually shooting at the bar with your friends on a Friday night just to do something while you're drinking, yeah, safeties won't be a big deal. But to the person who's like, oh, I'm not, maybe not as much involved with the safety game or anything like that. It's like, well, if you want to be playing 9-ball and playing on a more serious level, safeties are going to be a part of the game. That's just, there's no way around it. It's literally a part of the game.
And I feel like we're talking mainly like tournament setting and like league, as opposed to just out shooting with your buddies.
Right.
Because, some people may feel cheesy playing those saves.
Yeah.
Or I kind of get off on it a little bit. I kind of feel real good walking back to the table knowing probably getting ball in hand, maybe,
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, one, you're a good safety player. Oh, definitely one that I look up to as far as your safety shots. And also the decisions of why you played safe and how you did it. Thorough. I remember, just talking about safety play. I remember, and this was actually during 8-ball, but they had run the table, they had 1 ball left on the table. And a lot of my balls were clustered around the 8. And there ain't nothing wrong with a cheesy safety. There is nothing wrong with I just want to screw you safety. And all I did over and over again was I played safe, hit one of my balls out, stopped the cue ball behind the line, and they kept giving me ball in hand. And I just, okay, all right, I got ball in hand. Let's play another safe just to screw them to open my ball up. And I just did that repeatedly and won the game. And
that's amazing.
People will frown on it and be like, dude, that was a lousy way to win. It's like, well, it's a part of the rules. And I'm here to win.
Thank you for bringing that. It was part of the rules. So when we went over the rules, the best reason to know all the rules and how they play out is because you can utilize them to your advantage.
Right.
And to your opponent's demise.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
You better. Same thing. That's why safety plays is so important.
Right.
And it's an answer to a problem ball.
It's an answer. I like the way you put that. It's an answer to a problem because how many times every game we come across problems. It's the answer to the problem.
Right.
You're never in a situation where it's like, oh my gosh, I literally can't do anything. No, it's either you can make the ball and see a ball and all that stuff, or the other option, okay, how do I make it to where I can come back to this table? How do I screw that other person? As cheesy as it may be, I'm all for the cheese factor.
I'm not lactose intolerant. I'll cheese it up.
No, I'm here to win. It ain't easy being cheesy sometimes, but we're here to win. That's the point of this game, is to win.
Exactly. So that's like kind of the general basis of what a safety is overall, and then an example of him utilizing that safety over and over to get the win. You know, you have 7 balls on the table. If it's not runnable, we talked about that last week. If it's not runnable, there's other options. That's what we're going to touch on.
Time to think.
Yeah. And so I guess leading into that, now we know what a safety is.
Yeah.
Now we're at the table. How do you decide really when to play that safe or play offense? Like, what are you thinking during that?
So this is a great question, because there are times I feel like where safety is the obvious answer. And then times where it's not so obvious, but maybe could be the correct shot.
Now, is that because you're like, the safety is not obvious because you could potentially make that shot? Or like, is it the waiver of should I do this or that? Or is it?
Definitely a little bit of both.
Right. Yeah.
It's funny because it's like, pool is, I would like to believe it's like a black and white game. It's either this or this. And it's incredible how much gray area is involved when it comes to deciding your shots and what you're looking at. Right now, when I do get to that gray area where I'm like, okay, I have a tougher ball or something like that, where it's like, okay, I could make it I don't know if I'm going to land position on my next ball or whatever. When I get to this gray area, I am generally, especially also, depending on opponent, gosh, there's so many things that it sits on, but depending on the opponent and depending on what I'm looking at, if I'm in a gray area, I'm likely going to be playing safe.
Okay.
I want to stay away from a maybe and a low percentage shot. Basically, I guess the way I would put it is if I'm looking at the table and I'm either facing a low percentage pocketing a ball and or a low percentage leave on my next shot, I am going to look for the safe to not put myself in a situation where I'm giving the table up.
Right. Because, we're 3 balls ahead.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
We've established that. So, you're not it's not only that shot. It's
right.
What are you coming up to next?
Yeah. For example, like if I'm, let's say, I break my rack on 9 ball and 1 looks easy, 2 looks easy, 3 balls completely buried by 4 other balls, and I know I'm not going to be able to hit it or not going to be able to get a good enough leave to get there. Instantly, I'm thinking, okay, where am I playing safe here?
Right. Off that 1, or are you going to take the 1 and get to the 2? Maybe even give them a 2, like set the 2 ball up so they will shoot it, so they have to deal with the 3 type thing.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, depending
in that scenario,
totally off the 1. Like if in this scenario, say the 3's totally blocked, it's just surrounded by balls. I have an easy 1 and an easy 2. I'm looking right now. I'm deciding, okay, if I were to shoot this 1 off of the 2, can I break the 3 out and still have a shot after, or at least be able to see the ball? Or is the 2 all the way on the other side of the table and where my 1's at? If I make my 1, I'm not going to be able to get on the 3 or even come close to it off of the 2 ball.
Right.
I'm playing safe on the first shot because then if I can get ball in hand, and then potentially while making the 1 or playing the safe, knocking that 2 closer to the 3 to then break it out.
Right.
That would be a scenario where instantly 3 balls completely booked. I'm absolutely playing safe in one of those first 2 shots. And I'm going to be playing safe in a way where either off of the 1 or off of the 2, I'm going to be able to get to that 3. Just to finish off with that, if I know I have a shot coming up, that's going to be tough, or I might potentially screw up, I'm instantly playing safe leading up to that ball, whether it's the first shot, the second shot, or
no, that's what I was going to piggyback off on. Like in that scenario that you laid out for us, I think I'm shooting that 1 ball in and setting up for position to play safe on that 2.
Yeah.
To use that 2 to where that's where our battle's going to be.
Right.
Don't leave it at the 1, because then you can.
Yeah.
And it's point ball, baby.
Yeah. At least in our league.
Yeah.
Point balls are the odds. Thank God it's not evens, huh?
I wouldn't play. But can I, and also, so you brought up percentages a minute ago.
Yes.
I want to rewind a little bit. So you brought up percentages, and percentages based off, like you said, there's no black and white.
Right.
So there's that huge gray area, and like 95% of pool players fall in the gray area.
Yeah.
It's only the elites that are pretty much playing the same shot regardless, because they have it honed in.
They're a little closer to that black and white. Yeah, there's less gray area.
Yeah, right. So, but all right, so you're saying percentages. What are you basing that percentage off of? You brought up your opponent.
Yeah.
But where are you basing that your initial percentage off of?
So, great questions. So right now, when I'm looking at a game of 9 ball and I'm looking at percentages, the 2 things I'm looking at, which are the things that I feel like I need to be aware of when I'm playing 9 ball, is where is my skill level?
Okay.
And where is their skill level?
Okay, right.
So those 2 things are going to make me they're going to dictate how I decide my safe game. Because, let's say I'm playing someone like Sheldon LeBeau, for example. Shout out. Thank you again. The felt's beautiful. If I'm playing him I now have a high skilled player where if I leave a safe, it has to be buried. I have to be eliminating easy kick shots. Like if the ball's hanging or whatever and I just couldn't get to it and I leave him snookered, I'm going to expect him to make that. And so his percentage level and then my percentage level for where I end up leaving myself and where I am setting up to either break a ball out or whatever, that is going to heavily depict what my safety game looks like. Because if I'm playing a high skilled player and I am much more maybe on the average side, if my safe isn't incredible, I'm likely, there's a higher chance of my safe not doing what I intended it to do, not actually being safe, where either he can get out of it or he can safety me back. And so as far as percentage goes, definitely. So
does one of those weigh higher? I know for me personally, one does.
I would say my skill level probably weighs higher.
I agree.
Because also too, talking about safeties, have I ever performed a shot like this before? How many reps do I have on this? Can I make this save happen? Or is there a question in the back of my head? And so percentage wise, as far as me goes, the percentage of my shot, the percentage of my next shot, and then also the percentage of landing that safe is also, that's probably going to be the biggest factor.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Danny DiLiberto, he's like, if you have to force your safety, if your safety is just as difficult as the shot, you might as well be shooting your shot.
Good point.
And I love that saying. Right. It's like, okay, because you should be playing safe now. But if you're having to manipulate the ball and land it behind one, and on bar boxes, you can't really use distance unless you're playing the side of the shot line a little easier. I like that. And it's like, if the safety shot, then maybe that's when the two ways come in. We'll get to that.
You bring up a good point. Yeah. If say my one ball is a little tight to make and I'm like, some questions at the back of my head, but there are no balls on that side of the table. And the only safe I got is a 3-rail max left spin to land down here.
Yeah.
I'm taking the one.
Yeah. For sure. You got to shoot that shot.
Because the safety is a lower percentage of making than making that one.
Yeah.
And so weighing out the percentages, gosh, man, there's a lot.
And keeping up your confidence too.
There is a lot.
Knowing that you're choosing the right shot and you're like, I know I'm shooting this because it's lower percentage.
Right.
I missed it. I'm okay with that because the safety could have we'd be playing the same match.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking. I mean, gosh. Yeah. No, when it comes down to this, if my shot's easier than the safety I need to play, I'm taking the shot.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can see the ball and then maybe that safety will be a higher chance for me versus that first one.
Yeah.
And so.
Also, all right. My bad. But I'm going to flow right into the next because I really want to talk about is, so you shot that one, right? You're probably mainly focused on making that ball because it is, your mid-tier percentage.
Yeah.
But you've decided you're going to go for it. Most likely because you're concentrated so much on that position on the 2 or your next ball.
Yeah.
A little afterthought, or let's just say you had a perfect shot on the 1, good position on the 2, but then you get out of line. Would you say that's a good time? We're talking about when you should play safeties.
Yeah.
Like if you are running the table and you do have that run out, there's no problem balls. You've analyzed the ball layout and you're good to go. What would you place? You still do percentages based on your layout? Like if you run out of position.
Yeah.
Which I know I do sometimes. I get a little stubborn because I'm like, well, it's only a few inches out of position.
Right.
I'm going to shoot that ball like I planned.
I got it. Yeah.
Let me show them how it's done. And then I whiff it. So is that a decent time to play? Like when you get out of position, or do you stick to your guns?
So that is a great question. So again, I'm going to be thinking, so in this scenario, I'm going to be thinking the percentage of skill that my opponent has. And then also, if I do get out of line, I need to evaluate, can I play safe here?
Right.
Are you
on the 8 ball?
Do I? Yeah, exactly. because man, it's incredible how much goes into safety game. Like even just sitting here talking about
that's the mentality aspect of it all. It's you don't ever get to see that side of everybody's gears working in their head, and you just see them perform.
In this scenario where I get out of position and I'm looking at kind of a funnier shot and wondering, look at that tail, you kitty. Hi Freya, you come say hi.
Hi sweetheart.
You gonna join us? You want a mimosa?
You want a mimosa? All right, but
getting out of line. Loved. If I am, let's say there's a possible safety, or at least I can leave the balls super far apart. No good shot. If I'm playing a lower skill level player, I'm probably going to be more than likely taking that safe. Even if the safe is a little like, but the shot percentage is real low because I got out of position, or like for the lead to the next shot. Like, I can make the ball, but my next shot is going to be screwed.
You landed on the wrong side of your shot line, and
or now I got to go 4 rails around the table to get on that next ball.
Right.
In that scenario, if I'm playing a lower skill level player, if there's a way I can play safe or leave the balls farther, I'm absolutely going to. If I am playing a higher skill level player, where it's like you leave them a ball, if they can see it, they're running the table.
Yeah.
Your
safety turns in. To now you lost advantage. And now
exactly. Like even though I'm at the table, they're somehow in control right now, In that scenario, I'm taking the shot and hoping to leave myself either a glimpse of that other ball, a potential safe.
Yeah, take the harder shot like we talked about.
Exactly. And so, man, it's incredible how much goes into deciding on whether or not to play safe, because so many things, the ball layout, how you're feeling that day, your opponent, all these things have such a dramatic effect on when and why to save.
I almost when I first started playing 9-ball, when I first started playing pool, really 9-ball was first, and I wasn't a good shot maker.
Yeah,
still debatable on whether I'm or not. Nice. So I wanted to use safety. It's like, okay, I know you're better than me, so I'm gonna force you to play your best game. I want you to bring your A game to beat me.
Yeah,
because my A game might be your C game,
right,
at that time. And so I went into it with that like kind of mentality. So I understand like when you're playing your opponent, but at the beginning, I will say I grouped everybody was Sheldon, if you will.
Yeah.
I didn't care if you were 200.
Everyone was just...
and had no knowledge of their game. But I do think it's sometimes could be detrimental if you're worried about your opponent and that's why you're playing it. I tend to lean way more on the side of accepting my skill level, which I believe out of all the when to play saves, in my opinion, is like the most important for anybody out there. You need to acknowledge and accept where you are in your game, what you can pull off, not what you see on TV, not what your opponent did, not what your teammate did, but accepting where you lay. And I guarantee you're not going to have that worry. It's a little more confident in, okay, I got out of position.
Right.
Now I know what to do. Not beating yourself up. So I do tend to lean a little more towards accepting my own skill level, because then also if I'm practicing those safes and I'm accepting that, that means I have confidence in my safe too. I'm not worried about leaving them because I'm confident that I'm gonna, make them have a bad day.
Right. So, I mean, this is great because like when you say my skill level, instantly I'm thinking of, splitting the balls across the rails. I suck at those safety shots. Like I'm constantly overrunning one where I leave them in the side, just easy as can be, or I leave them in the corner.
It might be a far shot, but it's dressed up for them.
Dude, when it comes to those safeties, splitting the balls, even on the short side or the long side, I really need to practice them, because those safes, if I'm coming up on a shot like this, if I'm playing a higher skill level player, I might just be shooting at this ball, trying to bank it all the way down or whatever, because that safety aspect is much more difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then also considering that, one thing about safes, especially, being that we're trying to hide the cue ball, your cue ball control, the speed of the table, everything, you have to be decent. You have to know where this cue ball is going to go.
I'm glad you brought that up. Can I throw a little thing in there? So with safeties, obviously you need to hit your object ball. It's still the same game. But especially starting off with your safeties, and I believe pros still do this as well, like very consistent. They will hyper focus on one ball more than the other.
Okay.
If you're playing, like you brought up cue ball control, you need to be precise. Now, if you're trying to land that cue ball precise and hit that object ball in a precise location, I think it's hyper focused, like land your cue ball and know, obviously you want to know where your object ball is going, but kind of giving up a little leeway and knowing which one you can do so.
So either you're hiding the cue ball, focusing on that, or you're hiding the object ball and focusing on that. It's something like that.
That's very well said.
Okay. That's
because I think that takes out the, there's like the equation's too big, it narrows it down. You're trying to control everything,
whereas focusing on the one actually will lead you them landing the safe.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. What's funny is like now I've heard you talk about this, especially during our game. Like even yesterday, you're like, "Yo, are you focusing on the cue ball?" I'm like, 100% cue ball, and then I whiffed it. My control was not there.
He didn't even hit the object ball. That's how focused he was on the cue ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the 5, right? I was trying to cut the damn 5.
Totally the 5.
Yeah. So your skill level is huge, and knowledge of what's happening on the table seriously matters.
Yeah.
Because, and the focus, I will say when it comes to safes, I tend to like to focus on the cue ball more, I think. Hiding the cue ball, just because my knowledge of where the cue ball is going versus how the object ball will respond, like off of rails and stuff. My cue ball knowledge has definitely been a bigger part of my game and, position and all that stuff. And so I would definitely say a lot of my safeties are focused on where the cue ball is going. Although I like that, though. I feel like maybe I need to consider more, like just what we were talking about, splitting the balls. I have to be familiar with both of them.
That's talking about containment safeties?
That's like, like the 50-50. You kind of have to ease into both the cue ball and maybe this is why I struggle with it. One, either I can't multitask, which we know that's a problem for me, or I just suck at the game. The safeties wise.
Well, I haven't set them up for you. We practice them over and over. I tend to play a lot more safeties because I will say my price skill level is probably a bit below you. So when those percentages come up, or my skill level is decent and I just get out of position more often, so I'll play those containment safeties.
Yeah. Your skill level being lower than me, that's hilarious because our Fargo differences are quite substantial, but it's complete. It's complete bullshit. Let me tell you right now, that is a absolute fallacy with this guy's Fargo scores at compared to his gameplay. It's kind of crazy, and so I like to think that we're actually much closer than I think you're thinking.
I'm blushing.
Maybe, I mean, obviously we have strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, for sure.
Your safety game is better than all of ours, and I look up to you for that because you land the fucking nastiest safeties.
Thank you.
And whereas my safety game, unless it's kind of like more handed to me and it's like, oh, it's gonna be easy, I can just screw it very easily.
Up until recently, whenever you've kind of been implementing more safes, I feel like, and this isn't a nitpick or anything, but I've noticed usually when you had played safe in the past, once you got out of it, once you like even you put yourself in a weird position, you're like, I can make that.
Yeah.
And then you get in like, you're playing safes on a, like, I don't even know where I'm going with this. It's like,
you're trying to tell me I suck.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You should have played safe on the ball before.
Yeah.
Prior.
Yeah.
And then when you're getting yourself in a worse position, and then you're trying to come up with a safe to where
I'm too confident.
That safe is way too hard.
I'm too confident in my skill level. I'm like, I'll be fine.
No, but that, I mean, you dialed it back too. Because we've established these 3 ball recognitions moving forward.
Yeah.
And
no, safes. Yeah. It's so percentage wise, definitely evaluating your own percentage takes precedence over evaluating the other player's percentage
too. Some people are like, dude, of course I can make that ball.
No, if you're a dishonest person and you live on cloud 9, you will not be a good pool player.
Yeah.
You probably will climb up there, but
I hope I draw you in the next tournament.
You have to, right. You have to admit defeat and knowing, hey, I need to be better versus just being a cocky asshole and thinking, and especially when it comes to safety game, like even for all the 9-ball practice I've been doing and stuff, my safety game, there's some obvious ones that I need to be working on that I just literally screw every single time I try them. When the safety's easy though is when I'm snickering, on the behind the table. I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck for them, and I basically don't even have to try. That's great.
It's the mental game, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, know, they're walking up table as if you were in that same shot. You're like, this is probably the match.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it the old college try.
Yeah. Just while we're kind of on the general idea, I think I was talking to, it was either Brandon or Leonard.
Okay.
About the person.
Stable.
Yeah. He was talking about a guy who, he's like a decent player, but he like absolutely destroyed one of the leagues he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And his biggest thing is if he couldn't run the balls out, if he knew he had a problem that he couldn't get right off the bat, right after the break, if he couldn't run it out, he's going to be, he already knows he's planning his safe to get ball in hand to then lock the run out. And that's something that's super awesome about understanding your game, where you're at.
Right.
And then maybe even a little bit of your opponent's game is, if you break them and you know that you have a couple problem balls that are not so obvious, playing to that safe shot, to setting up for the easiest safe in the world that's going to completely screw them.
Exactly.
This is something I need to think about more when I play my game, because I want to run every table out.
Of course.
And so I'm looking for how to do that. But when it comes to consistently getting the dub, I need to be considering the safeties right after the break, because if you can set up for safety rather than putting yourself in a situation where you need to play safe, that can dramatically change how the game goes.
Right.
And so an aspect that I'm slowly learning, because I'm a stubborn prick.
Well, I mean, it's probably, anybody who's been playing for 4, 5 plus 6, 10 years.
Yeah.
What's the saying? Just hard to teach an old dog new tricks type thing. And it's not even stubbornness. It's just, I know.
Right. Yeah.
I know.
Duh, dude. You don't have to tell me. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah, how we looking over there?
Oh, we're looking great. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a beautiful yellow pad.
Awesome.
Got a bunch of scribbles on it.
That is a nice yellow pad.
Yeah.
We do a lot of writing. Okay, he does a lot of writing. I don't do shit for writing.
So we went over when. We went over what is a safety.
What is a safety, right?
Actually, I want to tie back in what you were just talking about him knowing right off the bat when and if he's going to play safe, if he can't run it out. And that kind of ties back into our first episode of stepping up to the table right after your break. What are you doing? You're not assessing those next 3 balls. You're assessing the whole table and knowing your game plan moving forward, whether it's runnable, So that's when you make that decision.
Yeah. Right. That's when you have to make that decision, at least to have the best odds of taking the rack.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't care if this match takes 27 innings.
Right.
If I hit that 9-ball in, they hit it in and scratch,
that's the goal.
That is the goal. I want to come around with the dub. I don't care if I get, break and runs, runouts.
Yeah.
Sign me up all day.
No.
But tormenting my opponent, making them scared the next time I shoot against them.
Yeah.
That feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, again, your hat's going to be worn forward now, not backward.
Yeah, they thought they were going to be like, oh, I'm going to leave the stresses of my life away and go shoot some pool and have a good night. No, I'm just going to remind them that this isn't such a good time either.
You ain't sleeping tonight. Not tonight.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then I'll sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
Knowing that.
Yeah, just smiling it up. Smiling and snoring, if you can do both. I don't even want to think about me right now. I'm a snorer and trying to smile with my mouth open. Okay, we're done with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we went over when, what.
Yeah.
What, when.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? To win.
Why?
To win.
Yeah. Why would you play safe? Obviously, we've established when on, the percentages, how you're scoping the table. But, I mean, why is it that you would want to play a safe over taking that 30%
just going for
offensive shot? Yeah. Or what's the benefit? Like, why would you do it and what are the benefits?
Yeah. Okay, so obvious answer, to win.
Yeah.
To win.
Get that dub, baby.
Maybe less obvious answer, because you can be going back and forth with safes with your opponent and all that stuff, is if I'm the one that's getting to choose the safe that I want to play, they need to come back to the table wondering, what do I need to do now? Which means I'm in control.
You're in control.
I want to be in control of the table. And even though I'm walking away, if my safety was good enough to where it's not an easy kick, they have to 2 or 3 rail kick at this thing because I've buried them, even though they're shooting at the ball. Not only is the percentage high that I'm coming back with maybe ball in hand or at least a shot, I'm the one in control, even though I'm not at the table. That is,
if you don't have a shot to make it, you have control on the next safety.
Right.
You're keeping them in the hole, if you will.
Yeah. No, that's a big why for me, is so that I know I can come back to the table because I'm still in control, even though I'm not there.
Yeah.
That's an absolutely huge one. And that's, it kind of falls under like, okay, well, you better be good at your safe.
Right.
Because if you leave it hanging against Sheldon, or a high skill level player, you're going to totally give him the game. Right. I remember I was playing, what's his last name? Mike something. And this was during the 8-ball season, but I locked him up behind the 8-ball and he had 1 ball left.
Okay.
And he was like maybe a 560, 570 some Fargo. But I'm like looking at it like, dude, there's, the ball was kind of hanging over the pocket, but I'm
exactly
like,
what match you're talking about.
I got this. Like, I hooked him. What are the chances he's going to make this? And then even if he did leave himself on the 8, and he absolutely kicked it in, no problem, landed great on the 8.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my gosh. Okay. No, my safety, although it was safety.
I think that was the correct play. That was a great play.
Yeah.
He just had a great answer to it, and then you can't take that away from them.
No.
That is nothing you did wrong.
No, that was incredible. That was awesome. Yeah. No, I was cheering him on.
Mike Hocevar.
Yeah.
That's who that was.
Cheers to you, man. That was incredible. But I tried to play that safe because I wanted to come back to the table in control.
Exactly.
And although I did not get it that time,
or even back to the table.
Yeah. That being in control of the table, because you can still be in control of the table while you're walking away from it and your opponent's walking up. And so that's a big why for me, big time. Yeah.
I kind of like what you touched on. You were saying, like, I guess my safety wasn't good enough. I guess I underestimated it.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between taking the right shot too. Like, I believe in this scenario, I was there. That was the correct shot to play.
Right.
And you landed it great.
Yeah.
He just said,
suck it.
But
it's like, dude,
he just came with the fire.
He got nothing on this. No, that was awesome. And granted, there was like no balls left on the table, so it's like, okay, I can hide it behind 1 ball, which was
the 8. His ball was hanging in the pocket.
It was, yeah. No,
but you did as much as you could.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because I didn't have a shot on my 7.
No.
So it's like, okay, well, I need to, maybe if I'd gotten a little better up on that 8 or something, it might have helped out giving him a 2-rail kick. But I snookered him, and at my skill level, that was all I could ask for at the time. Great shot, Mike. That was incredible. I can't wait to get out of a safe on you one of these days.
Yeah. Just keep. No, actually, you know what you could do to him?
Huh.
So we're talking about all these safeties, right?
Right.
Okay. I want to touch on this. Why you would want to play safeties? Because you could fucking win.
Right.
You can fucking just take the dub.
Yeah.
From just straight up safeties, if you're familiar with the 3 foul rule.
Right.
God, that feels good, dude.
Man,
It feels so good.
I've never done it. Never done it. I got close once.
Not yet.
Mm-hmm. No, there'll be a time.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, look, why play safe? That's another reason. You got them locked down. You got a couple balls tied up, and their kicking game's not great, or
you could be winning.
Or it's just such a dirty safety, like
the 3 foul rule.
Yeah.
How many times have I seen that happen in league?
I got one our first week.
I want to say that may be the only time I've actually personally seen it in league. Did we get one last 9-ball?
What, last year?
Yeah.
I want to say I did, but I can't remember. I can't say.
Yeah. What about the accidental 3 foul you went through?
Oh, God.
Was I there for that?
I don't want to say her name. She's a darling. She's a sweetheart. No, it was in one of the Sunday tournaments at Roadhouse.
Okay.
And
okay.
It didn't bother me, but it was amusing though. Because it bothered me at the beginning because she was just shooting her shot, missing it.
Yeah.
It just accidentally landed in a cluster. So I'm kicking like 2-rail, 3-rail. And yeah, so she 3 fouled me. And then later on, she went up to Sheldon. She was like, yo, I just got a 3 foul.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
on accident.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, right,
she did.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
and
it was a win. It was a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all that mattered. She got the dub and I got the L.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Humbling experience.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's ever 3 fouled me.
Yeah.
That was humbling.
Yeah.
That was humbling. No, that was, I probably could have got out of it had my mind been focused on the potential 3 foul.
I always diminish it.
That is not what happened. What happened was I got 3 fouled.
And just to catch you up, his second foul. Yeah.
Cheers to this, dude. Way to 3 foul me, dude. You dick.
In his defense, so
I got you.
He forgot about his first foul. So when I safetied him, I remember it being really ridiculous. Like I locked you in good because you took an intentional foul for your second.
Yeah.
Thinking it was your first. And not until you came back to the table and then I was like, hey, buddy, you're on 2. And your jaw dropped about to the floor, man. You're like, oh, no.
I was scared.
So, thank you, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, for those of you watching, what is a 3 foul? For those who don't know what a 3 foul is.
Oh, a 3 foul. So,
Mr. No One, please, if you'd explain.
So, all right, I'll tie it into safety since that's what we're on. Safety is your goal. Like the biggest goal is to get ball in hand. Is to not like make it so hard on them they can't even hit the ball to,
right
where the cue ball lies. So a 3 foul would be somebody either scratching, table foul, any type of foul. You just draw it up, hitting the cue ball off the table 3 consecutive times.
Is a win for the person putting them in that position and a loss for the person that's fouling.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if you do 2 and then you hit your next ball, it resets. So it's not a 3 foul over the whole match, or else I'd kill everyone.
Yeah. Right. So it's 3 consecutive foul. There's a warning involved.
Yes, and I want to touch on that because Houdini the other night let his opponent know he was on 2 fouls, but he did it. So Houdini shot, or no, his opponent shot after he did his second foul. Houdini told him he was on 2, and I just pulled him aside and was like, "Hey, just so you know, don't let them know they're on 2 until it is their turn again.
So they're walking up to the table.
So they're walking up, and they have the potential of the 3.
Okay,
and you know, I know a lot of people are like, whatever, we're all good sportsmen, like, but
right.
A buddy Mitch and I were talking about the same scenario, and actually, I believe Sheldon was there as well. We were talking about a scenario where Mitch had told him, but it was like off the beaten, how it says in the rules. He told him after his shot as opposed to before.
No, after his opponent fouled the second time, he told him. Versus after his.
I can't remember the exact story, but there was a controversy to where he was like, "You didn't tell me I was on 2 at the correct time." And so, like, it's silly, but the rules exist for a reason, just like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You want to manipulate those. I mean, that's just kind of unsportsmanlike because he knew. But
right. I
at
didn't
the same
know.
time, there's a proper way. If you're coming up to the table and you're on 2, then I tell you. Because if anything, that puts a little more pressure on him too. Why would you want to remind him before I shoot? Right. And then he gets to think about, okay, all right, I really need to dial this in.
Yeah.
No, you just hit him with it when he walks up to the table and be like, hey, you missed this, and I.
So the appropriate time, if I'm aiming to 3-foul somebody, I hit it, they foul, I get ball in hand, I stick them again, they foul again. Now, when I correctly tell them would be, okay, I get down, whatever, I ball in hand, I play safe one last time. Now that they're walking up to the table, that's when I say, hey, you have 2 fouls.
Correct.
Good luck.
That yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is the.
I
correct
actually didn't know this.
Timing. Yeah.
I did not know this at all. I think maybe I've heard something about the topic, but I did not know that there was that specific time. If somebody doesn't, just to ask, say I tell them before I've even shot, and then they're going to be on their 3rd foul or whatever, can they technically walk away and be like, hey? So even though being that you told me at the wrong time, it resets or anything like that? Like, what happens if you don't tell them at the right time?
In that scenario, it seems like they're acknowledging that they were on 2. In a lot of cases, they can, if they're acknowledging they were on 2, no, that's game. But if they're like, I wasn't on 2, it's that certainty.
Oh,
you have to have that certainty. And then you have your captains, whoever's keeping score, maybe you have them involved or you keep tallies.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Okay.
But I don't think they can be like, no, you told me before, it resets.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's usually an acknowledgement.
Okay.
And if they're like, no, you told me before that I was on 2 and so it resets. It's always a friendly reminder that they're on 2 because like, hey, you're about to lose.
Well, and also telling them at the right time is to avoid the controversy.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know that gray area of if it trumps one or the other.
Right.
But
I mean, I guess the idea would be is if, assuming that we're playing by the rules and as the rule states, there will be the least amount of controversy coming up to the table. Well, because
when you look it up in the rule set, that's exactly what it will say.
Okay.
It won't be like, well, he told me before, so we decided, like, that's just you have to decide on that with your opponent. And, but when, at Lincoln, we know everyone here. We don't know everyone there. We don't know everybody in Vegas. We don't know everybody, any other tournament you're going to play, you don't know them.
Right.
So the proper time, because you tell them at the wrong time, they can come back and be like, what do you mean I was on 1?
Man, this is
and I'm
almost like I'm ready to record every match now. I'm bringing the cell phone, our camera and stuff. I think I'm going to try to, I don't know the rules on that at Lincoln City, but I like the idea of recording every match. That way, if they do say, oh, you're full of it, I'm like, well, let's see if the camera's full of it too.
Right.
Yeah,
well, I mean, that just goes in like, if you're playing a match, you should be honed in to that game. Like,
be paying attention.
You should be paying attention. Like, regardless of when it was said, if there is a controversy, that means somebody wasn't paying attention. So just to avoid all that, you just, do it how it's written down.
Okay.
And
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, play by the rules for sure.
Yeah.
We want to play by the rules here. So I love it. The 3 foul rule. Yeah. You're an ass, man. Hey, one more cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
That was awesome.
Thank you. So one thing I want to touch on with a safety or defense in general is, and I think we've alluded to it over the whole topic, but when you do a safety or a defensive shot, there needs to be a goal and or a plan involved.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, you get, like we've been talking about this whole series, you have to be thinking 3, 4, you got to think of the whole rack through.
Right.
You're not worried about that one ball.
Right.
So there needs to be a goal to where, okay, maybe I want to force him to try to take this shot.
Yeah.
Like it's a mental game. And that's what I love about it, because they don't know why you just did what you did.
Right.
They can be like, dude, that was a horrible safety. And then they shoot the shot and then they're locked behind another ball. And you're like, yeah. You thought you can get on the 2, get out of here, bro.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah. So it's, a little bait. So there has to be a goal in mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Purpose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, there's intent. Yeah. You have a plan. Like, I'm going to snooker him so that I can make this happen.
Correct. Yeah.
And maybe most of that is so that I can get ball in hand, Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an elaborate plan. Like I planned this all the way down to the 9.
Okay, I'm going to hit it in a way where he has to do 3 rails, not get the, all that stuff.
Joel Peck told me this one night. Thank you, Joel. We were playing a Scotch doubles. I think it was Flow State and I versus him and Toby.
Okay.
And
ooh, that's a team.
Yeah, I know. I think we went hell on this one too. They're probably like taking it easy. Yeah, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that. But I was shooting a combo, and I didn't think of this until he told me. He was like, "Hey, man, if you decided on that shot, shoot it with confidence. Like if you're going to decide on that, fully decide on that."
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with safeties. Have that purpose, have confidence in doing so.
Okay.
If you're weary about it the whole time, it's just like any other shot. And you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make this.
Yeah.
90% of the time, you're probably not going to make it.
Oh, geez, I'm terrible at that. I'm terrible at that.
Oh, my. All right. A little quick story. I was playing this guy, and we were playing 8-ball. And he lined up on this shot, and he's like, dude, I'm going to hit that 8-ball in the side pocket. Realigned. He's like, dude, I'm going to hit that 8-ball in the side pocket. Realigned. And I think I might have even said it. I was like, dude, you might want to just concentrate on not doing that.
Yeah. No, I remember this.
That's how it turned out, ladies and gentlemen.
I hit the fucking 8-ball in the side pocket. I knew it.
Because he never established what you wanted to do.
I was hyper focused.
Right.
I was hyper focused on what I didn't want to do, and I did exactly that because I was focused on it. No, that's definitely. And I do that. I do that frequently.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think it's natural.
True.
And it's just like, we're not saying it's good or bad. It's
right.
There's a balance and.
Yeah. That was hilarious. It's just like, it's going to go, man. I don't want it to, but that's what's going to happen. Sure enough.
Sure enough.
Went right in the damn
heart of the pocket. Didn't even try to rattle it.
That was fun. Oh, man. The things you experience in this damn game. All right, so we got what else? So we've talked about what is a safety.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about when we like to play safe, when we should play safe, stuff related to that, and then why. Is there anything left on why? Not to kind of hijack the.
I mean, I'm gonna re-step on this because I brought up the mental game.
Please. Oh yeah.
So why? To make your opponent just fucking feel bad about themselves. Let's be honest. Like, you want them coming up confident? No. You have to, after 3 safeties and every single shot that they've come up to the table they're kicking at, there's no way they're not going to be just.
Why you
and then
play
maybe that
safe.
one shot they did have, they missed it because they're like, I haven't taken a shot in 3 racks. This is my first real shot.
Yeah.
Bro, keep them in the gutter. Keep them in there.
Why you play safe to destruct their mental game.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, dude. That's awesome because
or deconstruct.
I think I came up on a video even yesterday. It's like last night or the day before, where it was a dude talking about his mental game and how he fixed his mental game and how it dramatically changed the output on the table. And so, why? To ruin them mentally. That is hilarious, dude. Yeah. No, I'm gonna send you to a therapist. Like that is awesome. I don't think there's another reason why I want to play safe anymore. No, it's to make you pay for some medical therapy. Yeah, you need to go fix your brain and get it rewired because I ruined it so badly.
This podcast is not sponsored by BetterHelp.
That was awesome.
Anyway,
dude, the next time I'm gonna play safe, I'm gonna ask them if they got health insurance. You know what I mean? Like, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, mental therapy, physical therapy. You're gonna need it.
That is awesome. Yeah, no, I'm gonna watch your brain melt. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I love that. That's okay. That's the only reason I'm playing safe now.
Yeah.
Even if I have a good shot and I can run it out, I'm gonna melt their brain.
Oh man,
that's too funny.
I think we've about wrapped it up. Is there anything else defensive wise? So, all right. Well, let's wrap up the whole thing.
Okay.
If you want to add any more defense, start with that. But obviously, we've talked about the whole 9-ball experience, stepping up to the table, mapping it out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now we've finally touched on defense, and I feel like these are the 3 core topics. You know, we could talk for weeks,
right?
And and years of podcasts.
No, yeah, you could probably write a book on each of these, let alone the game yearly. Of 9-ball.
Yeah,
yeah. Gosh, no, that's play the ghost. That's one thing I would say. Get your practice in. Play the ghost. I need to be playing the ghost a little more. Let's see any reminders as far as the whole series goes.
Well, how do you, and maybe not reminders, but hey, feel good? You think?
I would say, yeah. So one thing that I've taken from one thing that for sure has been probably the most dramatic effect is my break.
Okay.
My break, I feel like, so stepping it up, especially to the level that we were talking about during our break episode, has actually been super helpful in my game of 9-ball because I'm making the wing ball every time. Usually I'm getting a good shot at the 1 or even the 2. Like
it dictates whether you can run it out or play defense.
Right. So that was a huge benefit for me doing this series as well as playing 9-ball. Absolutely massive was that break. That was probably one of the things that has the biggest effect on my game. And then even, gosh, all of it, because the mapping, like when we played at Sunny's, all I was thinking about was going into my shot line versus crossing it. And I actually did really well.
He had someone bring it up to him.
He was complimenting me, and that was super awesome.
It was Rob, right?
Yeah, it was Rob.
Rob, Mitch's pops.
That was super awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. But it was, a lot of that stemmed from thinking about, okay, how do I play this game? It was like, okay, no, mapping is absolutely huge, especially if I'm trying to run it out. And that particular night, I feel like I did really well as far as my mapping goes. My breaks were good too. And they were, keeping me at the table and all that. But the mapping going into that shot line, gosh, what a difference that makes. Obviously, there's some understanding the cue ball and how it's going to move and stuff. But that was absolutely massive. And then the one thing I almost wish I would have taken up from before was, if I'm not going to run it out, where's my safe at?
Okay.
Because I know I'm going to need it. Because, we played Ray's team. Was there NSDB or something? I forget their team name. But so that I feel like I gave up a lot of games because they were a high level team. And I started focusing on my saves halfway through and I actually got a few wins after that.
Right.
But up until that point, I was kind of being more offensive, taking a lower percentage make, and it was giving them the game. And so, I mean, I definitely loved the series that we did. And it taught me a lot, about the game. And I feel like it's improved my game dramatically from last year. And I look forward to see how the rest of it goes.
Yeah.
And then I need to play the ghost more. I need to keep everything up. Practice. And
our
also
house is haunted.
Splitting and splitting the cue ball because that is such a common containment safety.
There you go.
That's something I need to be practicing. Containment safety is not leaving them a shot, or if they do have a shot, it's an incredibly low percentage chance.
You're leaving them a ridiculous bank,
right?
In a containment shot scenario.
Yeah, And
whether they go for it or not.
They're scratching the cue ball, or they're losing it, or it's on the wrong side, so they can't get down to their ball unless they swing it around the table. Yeah, baby. No, straight up.
So, one thing I kind of want to touch on, which hold your horses for next episode, but I think we might have just come up with our next one, because everything you just implemented with focusing on your going into the shot, focusing on your cue ball placement.
Yeah.
You know what all that entails? And before you even shoot the shot, that's your pre-shot routine, brother.
Pre-shot route. We should be talking about this.
Yes. Pre-shot routine, because like all of these decisions that we've talked about over these last 3 episodes are decided before you even get down on the ball.
Yeah.
You might get down and like kind of eyeball it out, but you're not stroking that ball until you're, or should not be. Yeah. Because I'm a prime example of like, I do it all the time, or less than often.
Yeah.
But too often, I won't have my full game plan down before I get down.
Right.
And, you know, some people talk up pre-shot routine to just practice shots, lining up. It's like, no, it's all your decision making. That way, once you get down, you can confidently make that shot and be confident in your decision that you made, whether you execute it correctly or not. You're not like, you don't step up and be like, why did I shoot that? I knew I was out of line. Like I rushed it. Like, I'd rather just be like, I missed that, because then you can analyze that shot and not be like, oh, fuck, I missed it. You're like, okay, what did I do wrong? What do I need to correct? Because that's how you should be playing.
Yeah.
No, that's how you're going to get better.
When I get down on my 1 ball and I'm going to shoot it, the reason I'm getting down that way is because of where I need to get to make the 4 ball. You know, you're 4 shots ahead, all the things. That's a good point you bring up, because that's especially this 9-ball league, more so than all the others. When I get down on a ball, it's because the way I'm getting down on that ball is what's going to enable me to get to that 3rd or 4th ball ahead of where I'm at.
You've made that decision. Yeah. And you're confidently doing it. If you're getting down and you're questioning,
pre-shot routine.
Okay.
That's exciting. Yeah. That's exciting.
And this ain't no right or wrong answer, but it's you know, we all need to think about it. We all need to dial it in. Yeah. Even people, if you think you got it dialed in, you better take a step back and do it again.
You better take a damn big step back.
Because we're all 90% of the time is not going to cut it.
Yeah. No.
100% of the time.
All the time.
All the time. That's what we're going for.
Done.
Yeah.
Done and done.
All right, man.
Yo.
I think we did pretty good.
Part 3.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out.
Yeah. Click and stick if you made it this far and you want to see more, because we got more coming.
Yeah. Hit the bell notification so you know when we're coming out with stuff. I know we've said we're going to be consistent on things, and we are getting there, but we've had to hopefully sound good.
We're definitely, we're definitely getting our feet wet as far as YouTube goes. So exciting.
And we got
stuff.
A few series, kind of some like fun ideas in mind.
Yeah.
So, and I think y'all will really enjoy that.
We'll see how it progresses, but we're excited.
Yeah.
We're excited. Cheers to the end of the episode.
Cheers.
Part 3, 9-ball. What's the name of it? Safety? No, what?
Defense.
Defense.
Yeah. Defense.
Okay. Same football.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'll tackle you though.
All right, cheers, bro. Man.
Much love.
Thank y'all. We'll see you again next week.
Deuces. Stoke Show.
Peace.